I'm Matt Hatton, founding partner at Transforma Insights.
I'm Richard Cunliffe, director at rSIM.
And we're here at Mobile World Congress Las Vegas, and we're talking rSIM. rSIM. Tell me about rSIM. Explain it as a technology. Explain the motivations behind doing it.
So CSR looks after very niche verticals in fire security and telecare. Within that, we protect 3 million lives and properties. Over the last 29 years, we have been adding more and more connections as connectivity has become less reliable. And so in these devices, you have the device firmware that's testing the connection and also holding 2 SIM cards. What we wanted to do is collapse all of that down into a single SIM card and stick to the standards, which is why we are kind of here on the GSMA stand at Mobile World Congress, because we've innovated within the standards. And so it's just a SIM card that is testing the connectivity directly from the SIM card itself. It's opening a channel, polling, testing the connection every 60 seconds, and the SIM card is basically looking for consecutive failed polls, connectivity tests. When it does find that, it will trigger a process called fallback, moving to a second profile on the SIM card. And that second profile is provided from a completely different mobile operator with different core infrastructure. And so therefore, it's extremely unlikely 2 mobile operators will be having an outage at the same time. And therefore, we have created an outage-proof SIM card.
You referred to how you would have done it in the past as 2 SIM cards.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and what you're talking about? What additional functionality does it give you that you might not have had from using effectively a redundant SIM in the device?
Well, you're hugely simplifying the device build. So no longer do you need the skill sets on managing 2 connections and sticking to the standards. You don't need the additional hardware to support a second SIM. You don't need the engineers, the software developers to manage the connection between those 2 SIM cards. This is now any single SIM device, legacy or new, that supports EUICC SIMs. This SIM card will work in.
Collaboration. So this rSIM approach is a collaboration between multiple operators to get it developed, and everybody's kind of working together to push that as a standard that they will all use. How's that collaboration work?
So we actually see resilient SIM being the sort of evolution, the natural evolution of the roaming SIM. Just as we went from single SIM to roaming SIM, it's now going to be resilient SIM as the next leap. And so we can take this innovation and give it back to all of the operators. And so Resilient SIM is this neutral player inside the operator ecosystem. We will take profiles, we will build the SIM, give it back to the operators to then pass on to their customers. It also gives the operator some operational efficiencies as well. These SIMs disappear when there's an outage on your network. They go off to another operator on another core infrastructure. That means they're all connected and working. That means these customers are no longer calling in, putting pressure on operational teams. This now gives these engineers more time and space to work on the network. It reduces signaling storms because these SIMs will randomize when they come back well after the event.
Yes.
And so there's a heap of operational efficiencies and reduced churn and higher customer satisfaction that operators can take from this as well.
And the aspiration is, of course, that the customer wouldn't even notice that the connectivity on one provider had gone out and they'd been shifted over onto another network.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very interesting, that idea of enhanced ARPU from the operators, because based on the conversation that we have, we talk to a lot of network operators and MVNOs about their approaches to the market. And the quest for additional revenue streams is clearly pretty much the number one theme that they talk around. And they're looking at additional customer support, chargeable customer support, additional value-added services, custom consulting type engagements, that kind of thing, as ways to drive that additional revenue. So, an extra string to their bow in terms of an additional chargeable service, clearly a valuable thing.
Exactly.
And in terms of adoption, where have we seen adoption in terms of 2 things, actually? Which operators and which verticals?
Last week in Amsterdam, we showed off a collaboration with Vodafone IoT, an operator that's looking for a point of differentiation in the market. They already have customers that require a higher level of uptime, and it's generally the same theme across all of the operators that we talk about. We're seeing it in micromobility. So, when a scooter loses connection, telecare, we have customer Carium that has adopted it. Again, these are panic buttons, single SIM solutions. And the point really on this is, would you jump out of a plane with a single parachute? Or would you go rock climbing with a single rope? These people that have these solutions, these panic button solutions, we already know they are vulnerable. And so why would we let their life hang off a single connection?